Hot kids, that was hot right there. I will have my dude Derek on next week. I'll play some more of his music tomorrow. On Friday's show as well. Very interesting young man. If it's your first time tuning in, thank you so much. But welcome to another exciting episode of Who's to Blame, the podcast, episode 564. Hope everyone is doing well on this magnificent Wednesday, as I like to call it. Hello, TikTok. Hello, Facebook. Hello, YouTube. Hello, Twitter. Hello, Instagram. And as well, hello to my people in the audio world on Spreaker. Thank you all for watching and listening. How are you folks doing today? I mean, from the weather to the time of the year and the fact that it is what I like to call Libra season, good people. So if you're celebrating a birthday today, happy birthday to you. You deserve it. By the way, thank you for everyone that gave shout outs to my nephew DJ yesterday. DJ turned 4 years old. Still waiting on my slice of cake, a cupcake, or something. Because kids have the best desserts, depending on what age bracket of the party you're going to now. I say between ages of 2 and 9 years old. 10, they get too grown. They want a car, $1,000 cash, use your car, iPhone, and iTap. If you're celebrating an anniversary today, happy anniversary to you as well. If you're off today, you're doing something right out here in the Wizard. You're doing something right out here in the Wizard, and we are proud of you. Also, special shout out to Outpost Coffee and Bricks. We were there yesterday for a show. Outstanding time. Thank you to Tim, Helena, and my little homie Melody for showing me love yesterday. Great food, great coffee, great location. It's located in the heart of Central West End on Lindell in Euclid, 4630 Lindell. Outpost Coffee and Bricks, thank you again. I mean, we'll be back soon. We're getting out on the road. We're going to different venues to see people, bring something to you like, bring something for you to see as well. Also on that note, kids, if you want to do some marketing and advertising with the show, plenty of opportunity here for you. If you're watching the feed through My City, My Music or TikTok, My City, My Music feed, we have a television here. Your name and logo and likeness will go on the TV screen. If you're following through StreamYard, we have a banner on the bottom of the page as well as room to show your logo of your business or product. We have you covered. If that's something you would like to do, please reach out to me and I'll get back to you with a very, very reasonable price quote. But it is who's to blame, people. We got a lot of people to point the finger at. Where should we start, people? Where should we start with the finger pointing? But before we get into that, baseball season, it's playoff time. When your team doesn't make the playoffs, they look back on the numbers. Where did we go wrong? They look back at the players. Where did we go wrong? They look at the farm system. They look at all their notes. They go to their emails, things they did not check out at all, and they go back and reevaluate the system. But we got a new fella at the helm now, O'Chan. We're going to see how this works out. But by words of the Cardinals, this is what I heard. Okay, so for Cardinals, we did 2.25 million in fans last year. That sounds good, doesn't it? Sounds good. 2 years ago, we did 3.2 million of fans. So that's quite a drop, people. Quite a drop. So I guess Mr. Mozilak, John, I'm gonna call him, and the crew have figured out what the problem is. What the problem is. The fans have spoken. We spoke up, people. They listened to our tweets if we hashtag them. They listened to our emails and voice messages that we left. Impromptu interviews that are done by several news media outlets that they have heard us. So game day entertainment is something they want to look at into a little bit more about that. About creating different experiences on Fridays versus Sunday. That's key. Because Sundays to me, which is nothing wrong with it, working downtown for over 20 years. Sundays are more catered to the family experience. You get grandma, grandpa, the little baby sons of bitches. I mean, you can do all that on Sundays. The rest of the days, travel at your own risk. You got to put earbuds on your baby to hear the vulgar language, because when you're a passionate fan, you don't tell us, hey, there's a kid right there. Why is there a 2-year-old at a game? Another discussion. So they're going to give us better game day entertainment. Okay, we're going to see where that goes from there. Okay, here's another thing. They're looking at to getting a better deal on tickets and parking and the pricing on the tickets. I like that. Lowering the pricing on tickets. I like that. I like that idea. I saw some different prices at different ballparks the various times I was able to watch different outlets and catch a game. They would always put up with the specialists at their ballpark for that particular day. And I was always saying to myself, why don't we have that here? Okay. Also, for as safety, Department of Homeland Security, step on in here. Now that they got that little money, they're going to step up with security. And they're also going to create, hold on, good people, an entertainment venue, folks. Thought we had ballpark look. So we're going to get another entertainment venue. Okay. So the fans have spoken. Those are the things they're going to work on first. How do we like that so far? Now, Major League Baseball as a whole was beautiful this year. Now, if you just watch one team, I don't know what to tell you. I like watching it all. There's a player on every team I like to check out, see what's going on. And there's a couple of players who have some hot wives. So I like to, and baseball player wives like doing what? Going to the game. Major League Baseball attendance and viewership. So viewership was across the different platforms that we were all complaining about when it came time to watch a different game. We were complaining it was on Facebook, it was on Twitter, it was on Twitch, it was on TikTok, it was on Instagram. All these different platforms they were putting baseball games on. We as fans were complaining. Who's to blame? I think the fans were. The young folks, because the young folks always what? Got their head down and in their phone. So all these sports leagues figured out a way to get that younger generation crowd. Now, when you figure out how to get to the people who are the portal or the gatekeeper to the money, i.e. their parents, just like what Taylor Swift did. She appealed to them young girls. A dad cannot say no to who? Young girls. So she went after that audience right there and won big time. So sports are doing the same thing. Let's go after these people that keep their head down, don't pay attention to a damn thing around them. Let's get them with pop-up eyes and opportunities in their phone. Boom, they did it. So that's where we're at with all these different sports leagues and franchises on different platforms. Who's to blame? All right, they're up 9% on Fox. On ESPN, they're up 20%. On Fox 1, they're up 10%. TBS, 29%. Major League Baseball Network, 13%. Major League Baseball TV, 34%. So those are good numbers when it comes to viewing the game from different platforms. Everybody's up in a plus. Now, the attendance, we eclipsed 71.4 million people went to see baseball this year. The numbers have been going through the roof the past 3 years. This is the third straight year we've been over 70 million fans. The last time that happened was 2015 to 17. Those are good numbers. Now, social media is more directed to you folks that do various things on your social media when it comes to watching baseball. But this was the most viewed season of Major League Baseball on social media. 17.8 billion views. You people getting it in out there. I like that young folk. Keep it up. Keep it up. Keep it up. I mean, ever. Man, that is incredible. That right there is a heck of a jump. That's up 20% right there. Give yourselves a hand, all you baseball fans out there. Those of you know who you are. Again, if it's your first time tuning in, thank you so much. This is the podcast episode of Who's to Blame, episode 564. I'm in countdown mode. In 3 weeks from today, I'll be 55 years old. Still trying to figure out what I'm going to do. Justin suggested we get 55 strippers in here and 55 cameras, 55 balloons, 55 cupcakes, and just go at it. I'm still out on the building on that one. I don't know about that. You know, today's theme title is, what are you willing to do to win? You can use it as a business aspect, daily aspect, or whatever it may be, but what are you doing to win? Chime in with your comments if you will. Chime on in if you will. Get it off your chest now. I tell you who did get it off their chest. St. Louis's own Nafisa Collier, WNBA player. Out of Incarnate Word. Go on, girl. Go on, sister girl. When you take notes, if you've ever taken notes to have a meeting with your boss or supervisor when things are not going the right way, and you've made a detailed list, you were prepared to go into the meeting, the discussion, and you came out on top, you didn't go off the track, you stayed on kilter, you gave eye contact, you did not raise your voice, and you were very articulate in your presentation. That was Nafisa. Go on, girl. Poor leadership at the WNBA. Poor leadership. There are a lot of folks out there that joke about the WNBA. Dre, I can't believe you watched the WNBA. I can't believe it. The league needs to be shut down. This is what people are telling me. How dare do you watch? I don't understand how you can watch one portion of a sport but forget the rest. The people out here that watch college sports don't watch the NFL. The people out here that watch college, that watch the NFL but don't watch college and vice versa. I don't get that. I don't get that at all. I watch it all, but Little League, because parents do crazy things. You got baby mama sleeping with the coaches. You got the baby daddy bringing a pew to practice. You got high schoolers fighting grown women and grown men. I will stay away from Little League sports to the end of time, just like going to a kindergarten graduation or an 8th grade graduation. Not going. You put it on TV, I'll go. I will go then. But the way the WNBA has been shown to us the past 4 years, Houston, we have a problem. We have a problem. There are plenty of people in sports that didn't play the game. No knowledge of the game. They're just good in what, kids? Numbers. And making money sound good to people who want to invest in a particular sport. So I, Dre Montez, I'm putting my name in a hat. Let me run the WNBA. Let me run this thing. Let me build my team. Let me get who I want to help me build this thing. I'm going to get the women with me now. What we have been shown with refereeing and the care of the WNBA players has been just awful. They fined the coach of Minnesota $15,000. Who gets paid that much to pay that type of money as a coach in the WNBA? Largest fine ever. Because the referee's not held accountable. We can't talk to nobody that officiates in any sport. We can't argue. We can't say, hey, good job. They think we're being sarcastic. Beep, beep, out of here. What can a player, a coach, a fan do to an official in the sports world? What can be done? Who's to blame, and how did we get here, and how do we get out of this situation with the WNBA? I'm not even talking about the pay. I'm not talking about the fact that Indiana Fever almost made it to the championship with a very depleted roster. They have so many people injured, they take up the whole bench in the back row. The injury bug hit the WNBA like it's hitting the NFL right now. That's another discussion. But what can be done? It has been a travesty what has happened to the WNBA behind the scenes. The care of the players, the way the league is ran, the officiating. What needs to happen? Do we need a male athlete from the NBA to stand up with a more prominent name? Do we need Condoleezza to leave the Denver Broncos and come to the WNBA and show them how to stand up on it? But somebody needs to come in here and understand what's happening in this league, or it will shut down. I mean, these women out here balling. That game last night between the Fever and Vegas, I'm telling you what, I had baseball playoffs, WNBA going on. Let's go. Let's get it. Let's chime in on this. Good game. Went to overtime. If you look at the Fever's roster, how did they make it this far with all them injuries? And they did it without CC. They did it without CC. Not saying if they would have had CC and went this far, would have won the game. I would have loved to see two healthy teams playing in that game last night. Real talk. I would have loved to see that. I really would have loved. I think we were cheated as fans when the injury bug hits. I mean, when the injury bug hits, it's something else. But here's something else I noticed watching that game last night. When a team wins, most of the time people concentrating on the winning team, how they celebrate. Here's what I paid attention to. The look on Caitlin Clark's face watching them celebrate. Not a look of jealousy, but a look like, I'm about to go to the lab. Kobe did it. Mike did it. Every good athlete that was on the sideline when their team got knocked out of the playoffs, go back to any video footage and look at the losing team. That's some Disney movie type thing that I saw last night. I'm up here getting emotional thinking about that, man. That look on that young lady's face was like, okay, I'm going to the gym tonight. It looked like she pulled a Kobe when they won the championship. Kobe went and shot 500 free throws. Win the championship. He didn't go to the bar, the strip club, light up a fatty. He went right to the gym. After Mike won, he called his trainer at 5 in the morning. Steve, you ready? Steve said, you just won last night. Are you ready? That's the things that certain athletes are willing to do to win. Who's blank? But moving right along on that WNBA whole spiel, man, the way that Nafisa came out there with that paper, with notes, pinpointing things that have happened, the verbiage from the league commissioner. She said they ought to be lucky they get that money. You ought to be lucky you have the TV contract that I got for y'all. What TV contract? Who the hell has OWN? Why don't they have their own network? Why doesn't the WNBA have their own network? Who's running this thing? I bet it's a man running the WNBA. That right there is the problem right there. It's a man running it with more involvement with the NBA. He's not even paying attention to the WNBA. The WNBA is his side chick favorite kid, not his. Same thing. It's the way that they're showing us how they're treating the league. There's no integrity, no leadership, and no accountability whatsoever. Speaking of no accountability, are you watching the Major League Baseball playoffs right now? Oh, my goodness. If you play baseball, raise your hand. Raise your hand if you play baseball. Okay. If you know the rules of the game is to outscore the opponent in a nine-inning game, right? 9 innings. You mean to tell me there's a Major League player right now that's at third base, there's nobody out, Ball is hit the shallow right field. He doesn't have the best arm. You have mediocre speed, and you don't tag up. But the very next hitter hits the ball to the pitcher. Now you want to go home. Lord, look here. Look. If I was a manager of Major League Baseball in the playoffs, I would go to my pitching coach, get all my pitchers together, and I would tell them all this. All of you get ready. Be ready and stay ready. I would pitch you all the whole game, an inning apiece, in order to win the World Series. I'm willing to pitch every pitcher to win this thing. I'm not leaving nobody out there like in Major League the movie. I think I got a little bit more on me. I think I can do one more. No. Anybody get past second? We get a run at second and third and nobody out, bullpen. Let's go. If my best hitter is not hitting with people on base, 2 at-bats, you do pulling them. Everybody is going to play. They're playing too nice, way too nice. The Detroit and Cleveland game yesterday, we talked about this on Monday. The home plate umpire, Major League Baseball. I have got to find a way to get me some credentials and go to Florida, California, Texas, Arizona, to these umpire schools, because I want to see what's going on. I want to know what's going on. In the 5th inning yesterday of the Guardians and Detroit game, the 5th inning, the bottom of the 5th, that strike zone was as wide as 9 asses lined up together. Who's to blame? How? You mean to tell me the Major League Baseball Umpire Association president is watching this and he's okay with that? Where's the reprimand? He should be pulled from the playoffs right now with that strike zone. I bet little league kids watching baseball with their dad, mom's boyfriend, or grandpa, their favorite uncle, turn around saying, that was a strike? I'm confused. And they're right there. Good placement. He's down low on the call. He's right here on the call. He's right there. He still said out. He called a guy out. Clear as day, his hand hit the plate. We talked about this Monday. I want umpires in the league under 60. Everybody in the league is grandpa and great-grandpa. We got one great aunt or 2 great aunts out there. Go get some umpires with vision, not corrected vision, vision. Young folk. Umpires in Major League should be 35 to 45. That's it. Yo, 45, go get a podcast. Go do that. Come on, Major League Baseball. Who's to blame? All this money that teams spend on building players, building the team, putting the pitching staff together, putting a great lineup together, getting that message out to your team back in spring training, what we're going to do. Here's the mission. It's right here on the board. Everybody know what we're doing. Some teams get it, some don't. When they show the payroll of teams in the playoffs and show the payroll of teams not in the playoffs, everyone does the same thing. They scratch their head. And everybody has the same question. Why they spend that much money on those guys not to go to the playoffs? And you've already had Pete Alonso, not even an hour after the game, go to social media with the Mets. I'm going to test the free agency again. The Mets have one of the highest payrolls in baseball. At one point, they had the best record in baseball. But they didn't make the playoffs. And what the Yankees did last night, bases loaded. Nobody out. I'm not a Yankee fan. My team not in the playoffs, but I'm a baseball fan. And what baseball showed me yesterday, day 1 of the 2025 playoffs, people have forgot what, kids? The fundamentals of the game. Going out the window. Had a pitcher yesterday, forgot how to run his banana. A banana is what the angle that the pitcher takes when fielding the ball that's hit to first base. He has to cover first base. He runs to first base in the shape of what, kids? A banana. Didn't happen yesterday. Base running atrocious. Talking in the outfield. What is how you've been playing the whole season? and now you almost run into your outfield while ball was clearly his. You come way from center field to catch a ball in right field. I don't understand the thought process of regular season and the playoffs. That Yankee lineup, just looking at the Yankee lineup, it's scary. The shortest person in that lineup is 6'3". They can't hit when they need to. Aaron Judge finally hit yesterday, but can he continue the mission? The whole team has to contribute. The whole team. I thought my dude Hunter Green was going to do something with the Dodgers out in Chavez Ravine, but it backfired. Shohei Ohtani. He's like a modern-day Roy Hobbs from the movie The Natural. Rest in peace, Robert Redford. When you see somebody use all the tools and skill set need to be a great baseball player, you sit back and say, wow. And he makes it look so effortless. I've never seen him sweat, look confused in the batter's box, on the mound, possibly see him in the outfield during the playoffs. But that Dodger team, they're getting up there in age, but they know how to play together. They know how not to panic. But teams that get in these one-run situations in the playoffs, after the fifth inning, hey, it's time to wake up. Coach, look at that lineup. Who ready? Go look in the bullpen. Who want to hit? Who want to get on base? You need people on base. Cleveland Guardians. Cleveland Guardians. San Diego Padres. What happened? Somebody didn't get the memo. Huh? What do we say? Dre doesn't like who? The Cubs. Who can't win? The Cubs. Who do we have in the World Series, guys? The Cleveland Guardians versus the San Diego Padres. This does not happen if you don't do what? Put forth the effort. I just don't get that when it comes to putting together a team in baseball. And then you look at in April, everybody has their opinion. Oh, that's like a pretty good team for us. Just like in the movie Major League, everybody has their thoughts and predictions and concerns about what happened in the offseason, what happened last year, who we got, and what does the outlook look like. Everybody's in the same boat. Every year, everybody does this. I talked to several Cardinal fans at the beginning of the year. Less than 3% had a positive outlook. Less than 3%. It felt like going to a COVID game this year for us. There was no enthusiasm. We had more enthusiasm from the opposing team fans that were coming to St. Louis for the first time. My, that arch is beautiful. Oh, my, we went to the zoo yesterday, and we went to the oyster. What's that name of that place, Harold? Broadway Oyster Bar, honey. That's what they're telling us. We're hearing about our town. They're not talking about the game. I want people to talk about the game. But I don't want to go out here and spend the type of money they're spending out there in New York City. No. We're blue-collar town. Let's go get the talent. People want to play ball in this town. Look at the payrolls of the team that made. Look at Cincinnati payroll. So many questions across the board. So many questions. But one thing for sure, that man, number 5, Albert Pujols, is a candidate to be the next manager of the Angels. We may have to move to California so I can be close to Albert. I want to be close. Have you ever moved for a player in sports? Have you ever packed it up and moved because a player played with a particular team? I'm out of here. I'm going. Have you done that? If so, who's to blame? And some much happier news, guys. In a much happier situation, good people, men, women, and children alike. And they show it on regular TV. But look, kids, you should watch this with your dad or your mom. But it's back, folks. It's back. The Victoria's Secret fashion show. Yeah. Yeah. It's coming back, kids. October 15th. Yeah, baby. 7 p.m. I don't know how big of a fan you are about women in lingerie, especially when it has Victoria's Secrets linked to it. And they created a show. And years ago, Heidi Klum came up with that line, The Angel. At the time, she was married to my dude, Seal. And when he sang that song, Waiting for You, on stage, did it. When the youngest Kardashian came on there across the stage, did it. This way before the Blurred Line video. Way before then. No. Way before then. The Victoria's Secrets fashion show is back. We might have to close the black curtains that night. Went blackout. There we go. I don't know about you, but I missed the Victoria's Secret fashion show because of all the controversy people were having, what that person looked like, what that person looked like. I want to see that in a lingerie. Maybe some people do. I love how people want to tell people what they should do and buy with their money. Young man bought a Mercedes. Woman said, that's a car for a woman. I would have said, what are you driving? So many opinions about other people's lives and possessions. When did that stop? And who's to blame? And it needs to stop right now. I tell you something else that needs to stop. These folks that have the microphone at these sporting events that are going too far. This past weekend at the Ryder Cup, quite sure you've seen the videos, heard the stories, rude behavior, throwing bottles at golfers' wives, slurring left and right. Well, it all started with a comedian opening up and giving old Rory the F-bomb. What you think the Americans are going to do? They're going to join in. You had a football game this past weekend between Florida A&M and Alabama State. Alabama State dance team is called the Honeybees. The PA announcer said the Honeybees are the new face of Ozempic. What is happening? What's happening? You can't go to a sporting event anymore. People fighting. Can't go to a kid's football game no more. Pew there. Can't go to a kid basketball game no more in high school or middle school. Fight. Where is it safe to go to watch sports? Where? At your own home? But what if you want to see your child? Do we have closed circuit television at the fields? What are we going to do about these kid graduations, K through 5, where the parents are fighting? Baby daddy, boyfriend, side chick, baby mama, grandma, real grandpa, great aunt, great uncle, cousin who just got the joint. All them people are not coming to the graduation. Only people allowed to graduation from K through 5 until y'all learn how to behave should be the mom, dad, or the parental parent, the guardian. That's it. That's it. 2 people. That's it. That's all allowed. After what we saw last year at these kids' graduations, K through 5, don't let me get started on high school graduation and prom. Don't get me started on that. We're going to say that for later on in the new year. Maybe then y'all brain will switch over that and say, my daughter shouldn't be wearing that. I shouldn't be letting my son drive that particular car to prom. We got to think better, people. Come on now. All right, folks. As we started off the show, we talked about the Cardinals season didn't go the way we wanted it to. Who's to blame? Everyone's saying the pitching staff, the front office, ownership group, the lack of spending money. If you're the person that's trying to sell this town, this team, this city to a potential Major League Baseball player, what are your selling points? What are we selling? What are we selling if you're trying to lure someone here to this team? The last time we were in this position, I was at the game because I was working that night, driving the golf cart. Shout out to Color Cart. Hell of a company, buddy. Hell of a company. Doesn't exist no more, but hell of a company. Good times we had. I was at the game when the Cardinals were entertaining Mr. David Price, and he was at the game. Follow him in college from where? Vandy. Big fan of that dude. Lefty. Big fan of this dude. And I was trying to find out exactly how does the conversation go between the front office and a potential player to be joining your team or franchise. What is the pitching point? It can't just be about money and the length of the contract. What are your interests? What are you into? Are you married? You want to start a family here? What are you into? I want to find out. I want to get to know the person. We've seen how some of these interviews go. You know how Manny got the Manny deal with the Indians went back in the day, how they made it was a 10-page article they put in ESPN magazine, how the negotiations went. The day you actually talk to the player as opposed to the agent. But nowadays, you have a lot of these guys representing themselves. Who's to blame for that? Theft of money. Talk to Shea Ohtani. If I'm making that type of money, not that many people are going to have their hands on. So I get that where the athlete is looking out for themselves. I guess I'm more intrigued to know what is the process and questions that are going on when we're trying to lure a player to a town. I mean, if you need our help, beautify the city, have an impromptu parade for one of the players. I mean, we saw the movie Johnny Be Good. I know he was high school going to college, but I've seen wilder things be done for professional athletes to get them to come to a team, what gets sent to the hotel, what you have at the meeting for them, where you suggest they go out to eat, things of that nature. If you need our help, Cardinal Nation, let us know, and we can help too. I mean, they're our player too. I mean, that's our team. So why can't we be involved in everything moving forward when it comes to player personnel? Why? And I guess I have to wait until the entire season is over with to get a great gander and a broader look at the picture, free agency, retirement, and age. Because at some point, I am a little nervous about a baseball player over 35, depending on what position. Baseball is a long season. What position you play? How many kids you got? How often you want to go home? All these things I got to know. Are you involved in any of your kids' extracurricular activities? Let me know. All these things I want to know, especially with baseball players. Because we all know how I feel about players and athletes who do what, kids? Get married and what else? Have kids. Because what happens? They lose interest in the team and the sport. That hunger's gone. Gone. You got what? Over 30% of kids in college football making over $1 million with NIL. How many of you think of them, of those kids in that little small, little minute, making that type of money, have financial experience? I mean, oh wait, not many. I gave you $1.5 million in 2024. It's 2028, and you don't have enough for rent. Something's wrong with that. Something's wrong with that big time. The hunger is not there anymore. There is no such thing as what poverty was in the 50s, 60s, and 70s when you're trying to make it out of the ghetto in the hood. It ain't like that no more. No. What these kids today consider hunger in poverty is nowhere what it was like in the 50s, 60s, and 70s. Nowhere. If your parents or grandparents using the outhouse today, that's because they want to. Not because they have to. It's because they want to. Big difference in that. And we learn to spot the difference of that. We're going to see a better class in character these athletes on and off the field. Let's stop putting so much stock in these athletes, expecting them to act a certain way just because they are a professional athlete or their daddy played ball or their mama played ball. None of that matters anymore. You have all given them all permission when you said these words here. When they're 18, they're grown. Were you grown at 18? Just because you had 3 kids at 18 don't make you grown. That just make you what? Easy. Well, the injury bug has hit the NFL in a big way. We all saw what happened to Mr. Tyreek Hill. I still think the clapping And him smiling was a form of him dealing with it. I don't know if you've ever had a very significant injury to halt you from working, driving your car, doing physical man things to women. But when you have no support group, what are you supposed to do? Because every athlete that gets hurt, they always call an athlete that had a similar injury and say, hey, what did you do? Should I get a second opinion? Which doctor did you use? They all had the same conversation. I get that. But I was more concerned with the actions of Tyreek Hill and who was in the operating room after surgery. Who was in his room after surgery? His mom and dad. Where the crew at? Where them dudes that's always in your house? Where them coattail riders at? Where they at? Every time the star, the money, get hurt, where's everybody at? So they decided to sit Joe Flacco. They're going to put in Dylan Gabriel. Shador is still third string. And a lot of people like, they need to put Shador in, man. They doing him wrong, man. They doing him wrong. I try to tell people this, man. Look here. Look here. Camp and preseason and walkthroughs are no way near what week 5 is like. You want me to play my first professional game in the NFL week 5? Listen, this is no walkthrough. This is no you wearing a red helmet. No, sir. No. They coming with different type of stunts, spins, twists, defensive audibles that he is not ready for yet. We're so quick for the athlete to rise up and play. And then when it looked like, hey, it tilted off a little bit in their career, we're like, oh, you should have retired 5 years ago. Not that you wouldn't have rushed him. It takes 4 years to graduate high school, right? Not anymore. You got kids graduating 2.5, 3 years. 4 to 6 years, go to college, get a degree. Not anymore. 2 years, max. We're rushing everything. Take your time. I'm not eating nobody fried chicken who says, our chicken ready in 8 minutes. That ain't chicken. That ain't chicken. If you eat some chicken that's ready in 8 minutes and that's their motto, our fried chicken so good, it's good in 8 minutes. Nope. Sound like a good buddy of mine who ate some damn sushi from a gas station on Broadway. North Broadway. And he got sick for 4 days. Who's to blame? Who does that? Just let's let the athlete develop. Let's let them develop. May he rest easy. They did Steve McNair. Steve McNair held a clipboard for 2 years. I want you to take notes out here, son, and just see what's going on. Look at the whole thing, not just your job. Look at the body language. Look how they're doing the subs. Pay attention to the language. Everything that you see, take note of it, Steve McNair. What did Steve do? He took notes of it, and he put it to use. If you take good notes, you're what, kids? You're prepared. You're prepared. I have no problem with them waiting to use Shador. Now, on the other side, the Cincinnati Bengals, go get Jameis from New York. Go get Jameis from New York. Let Jameis go out on football smiling and using those crazy, crazy quotes. Sound like Stephen A. and Shannon Sharp combined, those sayings that he has. Get Jameis to Cincinnati, because that Browning kid, I don't care what see-through outfit, tight outfit your wife wear again, is not going to help. They had 124 yards of offense against my Broncos on Monday night. They top 2 receivers, 5 catches, 23 yards, 4 catches, 32 yards. And they say Jamar Chase got a problem. Wouldn't you? I'm going to say this again. Bill Belichick, check, is the only NFL coach from watching his documentary that prepared for the backup plan. The way they practice. This joker would make the defense jump off sides, have the offense doing illegal formation to see if the referees that they hired could pick it up. He would wet the ball, cut on the wind machine. All this to not startle the team. Just think about when Bill Belichick, check, was coaching the Patriots. They never panicked. They were prepared for it. Even in the backup role, if something happened to T12, Thomas, Patrick, Jefferson, Brady, they had somebody in waiting, ready to go. But other teams have an issue. We look at the backup like, oh, God. Oh, it's over with. Let me go in a fantasy portal and see what I can pick up. People root for the team, think that you're over with. Oh, it's over with. We're done. How? Washington Commanders cannot be done. Marcus Mariota was a Heisman guy. Top pick, great quarterback. Somebody better came in, but he's hurt. Why does it change? Who's to blame? So the winning combinations right there again to the start of the day. I wanted to know, what are you willing to do to win? I think the answer is work harder and smarter. I think if you work smarter and harder and take advantage of the resources around you, you can have a better outlook and outcome of the situation and the plan. Write things down. Speak it out loud. Speak it into existence. That stuff really works. It really does. I told you guys this about 3 months ago. No, we took our break in April. I told you this in April. There's a client. There are 2 clients I have on my show. It took me over 2 years. Over 2 years to get them. I was still having conversation, but it had to make sense to them. But keep at it. Closed doors make me want to eat even more. Again, if it was your first time tuning in today, we do really, really appreciate it here on the show as well. We come to you every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday here from mycitymymusic.com. Dre Montez here between 12 and 1 p.m. And we switch back and forth with our podcast on Wednesdays, Who's Splendid Podcast, and also Montez at midday. And on Saturdays, I do a college football breakdown show with my dude, Ray, out of Florida. And also that evening, we do a brand new show that we started this year called IcebergCoolersConcepts.com presents Six Pack Saturday. Well, I tell you guys the 6 games I'm going to watch, and we break them down after that last game in a post-game show on Saturday. That is right there. I put it up there for the folks on the stream yard. They can see it. You folks on the My City, My Music version of the show, you can see the logos up here on the TV as well that we have on the 65-inch TV here in the studio, which also, if I ever send you an invite on Google Meet, we'll be talking through the television right there. So each and every Saturday, we have that show right there, 6-Pack Saturday, brought to you by Iceberg Coolers Concept.com. Go there today, use that QR code, order yours today, and check this out. You can even get one customized, huh? You never know. It is so much stuff about to happen the next few weeks. From Oktoberfest to one of my favorites, the Chili Cook-Off in Belleville, Illinois. October 10th, baby. I cannot wait. I wish I could go on a Saturday, but we all know we don't do what on Saturdays? Leave the house. Why is that? College football. It is crazy the things that sports fans will not do during their season. No, I'm not doing it all. Good folk, good people. All right, good folk, good people. Well, we're going to get out of here. I would like to thank you all for tuning in and joining into the show today. It was greatly appreciated. Very much appreciated. A little late start today, but that's okay. That's okay. Things happen. We'll be back at it on Friday. And again, for my audio listeners out there, thank you so much, as we have My City, My Music on Spreaker. And you can go to Spreaker and hear all the past episodes of Montez at Midday, as well as Who's to Blame. the podcast. Gonna get some music here going in a sec. Let me get these folks out of here from StreamYard. Good folk, good people. What up, StreamYarders? What up, folk? Woohoo! Woohoo! So much to do and say, so much to do and say. All kind of things for the people, of the people, by the people, and for the people. For the good folk, on the good foot, where it's at, where it should be at, and how it should be done. Good folk, good people. All right, as I said, thanks for tuning to today's show. And I will see you guys on the flip side. StreamYarders, and thanks again for tuning in to another exciting episode of Who's to Blame, the podcast, episode 564. Peace out, StreamYard.